Have you ever paused and looked back at everything BTS has done? And I mean, really look back beyond the charts, beyond the sales, beyond the record breaking concerts and brand endorsements. Have you ever really thought about their real and most significant impact? The one that changes quite literally the possibilities for other non English speaking artists or non English speaking workers. Have we really fully appreciated how they expanded global entertainment to be truly global? Have we really truly comprehended how they made it impossible for the world to ignore the real economic power that lies behind Eastern culture? Episode 6, Monuments Beyond the Star. This is one of the most important episodes in the series because they explicitly explain their reasoning behind doing Chapter 2 and also express their emotions. They, of course, have done it in the past, especially in the BTS Festa dinner in 2022, where they announced that they were going to do Chapter 2 solo activities and hinted that they were going to start doing their military service. But here, they really expressed their emotions, and it was beautiful. It really fully encapsulated their growth, that stage in their growth as artists and as individuals. So I was very pleasantly surprised and really satisfied after watching the episode. Okay, so here are my thoughts. If you do end up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe and hit that notification button so that you know when there's a new video getting published. And please share the video if you can. It's really helping my channel. Thank you very much to everybody who's been messaging me. As I've said, I'm still catching up with a lot of the stuff that I had to delay because of my Christmas vacation. But I will get to your comments and I will reply to all of your messages. Okay, to the video. But more importantly, do you think you can really fully process the impact that they have made in your life? How they changed you, how they made you feel, and how they have introduced you to a new perspective in life? Personally, I don't know if I can truly comprehend it. After all, the intensity and size of someone's impact truly becomes visible only after some time. From the Beatles to Elvis to Michael Jackson, it took the world decades to fully appreciate how they have transformed the music industry. Even BTS, through this episode, proved that they are in the same boat as we are. Even they seem to be surprised at the things that they have achieved, how far they have truly come, and their growth as artists and as commanders of this cultural revolution. Back to one. Hearing Yet to Come, one of their finest compositions to date, early in the episode is like getting zapped into that moment, back when they were having dinner, announcing the end of Chapter 1 and the beginning of Chapter 2, and the uncertainty of what Chapter 2 actually will look like. It was a shocking moment, followed by endless speculation and, of course, some painful confusion. But it also inspired many to take a breath and finally think about what this moment meant for them and what it should mean for ARMYs as a fandom and as individuals. To BTS, it seems to mean it's been an epic journey, absolutely legendary, but that is enough. They were just 7 boys who wanted to do music, and somehow they became 7 boys who changed the global music industry, and they just wanted to go back in their purest form. 7 boys who love music. It is actually reflective of what their own fandom has become, the ARMYs, a group of less than 100 and is now a force of millions, both feared and respected, envied and hated. And maybe we should go back to where we were when we first started supporting them. Just people who related to their music and their art. People who were there for what they gave us, not for what they gave to the world. And it is reflective of all of our individual journeys. What did we really want 10 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, or 30 years ago? Did we get it? Between the victories and pain and failures and lessons, between love and losses. What did we learn? What did we get? Did we really fail, or did we really succeed? Or maybe, just like BTS, we realize that what we thought to be a journey away from home is actually a journey back home. Nos esa qui semper fuimos. Who we are meant to be is who we have always been. Someone you used to know. Have you ever looked at your childhood pictures or high school pictures or videos or journals and feel like you are looking at someone else, someone you used to know? But that can't be you. When RM said that he sometimes sees pictures from years ago and says, I guess we did that, he was probably going through it. It is still a little surprising though. You would think that someone who has been reaping success like clockwork would always look at their past with automatic pride, not a tinge of funny detachment. But it also highlights the importance of keeping souvenirs, pictures, and keepsakes and journals, or whatever it is that would vividly remind you of the past. Not to get stuck in them, but to remind you of the magnificence of your own journey. I am personally not a very nostalgic person. I have the tendency to throw keepsakes, and I, on more than one occasion, regretted doing so. So to all of you out there, fill those boxes of memories and reach out whenever you need to. You can't live in the past, but it sometimes pays to be aware that you were indeed there. Passion is heart in action. Have you seen an actual heart beating? Not those animated stuff you see online, but an actual beating heart. Intricate, fragile, but also steady and strong. It's life-changing. To see this clump of muscle beat steadily to supply a body with blood to live and experience every square inch of miracle in this world, to love and to break hearts, to give and to create, to play amongst children and dogs and many more. The heart beats through it all, 60 to 100 times per minute, despite the world, in spite the world. We ought to thank it by taking care of it the best we can, of course, eating healthy, resting enough, exercising regularly, but more importantly, by living the life it is giving us with as much vigor and passion. BTS did that. They pressed on despite the hate. They gave their best in spite of the love. They put their heart on everything that they do. We may never truly understand the intricacy of our bodies, but seeing people like BTS do everything they did passionately makes us see what our bodies are designed to do. It is a vessel to allow us to live our life passionately. Spectacular 20s. Hearing Jin say that made me want to go back to my 20s. That made me actually wish I was either born later or they were born earlier. Maybe I could have lived my spectacular 20s. Unfortunately, I'm too far removed from it, and being a non-nostalgic person at all, it's hard to even recall. But Jin, in the simplicity of his thought, made me realize I can always live the next 10 years of my life spectacularly. I may not be a world star like they are, but I can do my own spectacular thing. And I hope you do too. The rap line. BTS is 7, always have been, and always will be. That's why it's always a pleasure to see the first 3 members in their own hip-hop cocoon. Seeing them in the recording studio pushed my imagination to when it was just the 3 of them, 12 or 13 years ago, back when Big Hit was actually cohabitating with another company because they didn't have enough money to rent their own office. Back when they were being threatened to get kicked out of their own apartment because they didn't have money to pay it. Back when they were shacking it up with 7 or 8 other trainees in a small apartment. Back when they didn't have anything but love for music and rhymes. Seeing them in the studio, recording the hook on what would turn out to be one of the most impactful songs they will ever leave to armies while they fulfill their military obligation, run BTS, is like being given a chance to take a peek of their past, the root of BTS, and it was just heartwarming to see them still together, still pushing it together, albeit with $1,000 worth of watches and jackets, but still together. May you all find your Yoongi and Namjoon to your J-Hope, or any combination of that. It takes dedication and talent to get to the top, and it takes maturity and humility to voluntarily get down from there. It's unthinkable when you have the world at your feet and the future in your hand. It's absolutely mental to put it down. Many of those who managed to reach the top had to be pushed down or crushed to absolute destruction. But BTS is different. BTS just knew they had enough and that they had done enough. There's a certain relief in them making that decision, the decision that they had enough, that this part defined by hardships and epic achievements, the proportion of which will never be matched, defined by their lowest and by them emerging as the greatest of all time. That part is done, and it is a decision they made. It is done, and no one is making them do it. It is their decision, their call. There is no greed in that. There is no pride. It's just them growing up as people and as artists and knowing that they have to move on. Suga once said he is fine when the day comes they aren't on top anymore, for as long as it is a landing and not a crash. Well, they are still on top. They certainly haven't crashed, but they are landing somewhere else. The beauty of it is that we really don't know where they will end up. But I have a feeling they will end up somewhere higher, somewhere even more untouchable, somewhere more peaceful. Pragmatism is a way to contentment. Measure yourself against the you of yesterday, not against someone else of today. Maybe if we acknowledge our limitation, respect others' ability, and be realistic in our own expectations, we will be half as successful as Jin. He is fully aware of his skills and fully aware of his improvement, but does not claim to ever be as good as the natural dancers in the group. And look at who and where he is now. He is fine, successful, and as far as we know, happy and at peace. Maybe if we just accept our own limitation, acknowledge our own improvement, and know what we really can contribute, then we will be half as proud of ourselves as Jin is of himself. Sometimes you simply have to stop giving a rat's ass. In the soup, V wanted to flip what he was cooking, and Jin told him to just do it. But Jungkook was worried he was going to accidentally throw it away. Jin said, if he flips it, then he flips it. Sometimes you do need that kind of abandon, that kind of disregard for the consequences to be able to just do what you really want to do. Not everybody has that though. Jungkook, for one, has always been the kid known for giving his best in everything that he does. He danced his body to exhaustion. He made fashion-forward shirts using rags. He is obsessed with perfection. If you know anything about how the Western entertainment industry works, hearing Jungkook wanting to go farther as an artist on a global scale can be scary. The system could crush him to pieces, destroy him beyond recognition. But Jungkook seems to have given us the recipe on how to withstand that kind of pressure and that kind of brutality. It isn't about being indestructible. It's about being able to heal and continue going in the midst of all the BS. Our maknae is all grown up. Not done. Yes, chapter 1 is done, but they are still writing the book. Stay hungry, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, once said about the secret to success. I guess I'm just not sure how BTS manages to stay hungry when they are continuously fed. They are certainly a different kind of species, a cut different from everyone else. But then again, maybe the next chapter isn't about success or sales or awards. Maybe chapter 2 is about creating a new standard of success that future artists will be measured against. Or maybe it's something simpler, something they have been saying all this while. They just want to discover who they are as artists and as individuals, outside of the beautiful family of 7 they created. Let's just give it a shot. Gotcha. They don't know either. That's what makes this chapter 2 exciting. They don't have an exact destination. They don't have a plan. They don't have a goal. All these people, fans, haters, bystanders, anticipating a record-breaking tour and album in 2025, or as haters want to believe, flops and has-beens in 2025.
actually feel and actually sound crazy because the 7 men actually going through the journey don't know. How can anybody else? Right now, they are flowing, fulfilling their obligations, experimenting with solo music, and living alone. What's in store for tomorrow? Who the hell knows? If there is something to hold on to right now, is the love that they have for each other. A love that they have passionately shared, and a love that they have loudly talked about. And the strong desire to come back together again. And for now, that should be enough. But while we wait, why don't we all start our new chapter and make them proud?
Okay, so to answer the question that I posted in the title, will the successes of Jimin, V, Jungkook, Jin affect the dynamics of BTS in 2025? I think it will affect the dynamics, but I don't think it's going to be because of the commercial success, but because of the creative growth of the four vocalists. It's just, I think it's naive for anybody to think that the dynamics will not change. Of course, it's going to change. They're growing. Of course, it's going to change. But I think it's going to change it for the better. They have been very vocal about the fact that the reason they wanted to go off on their own and explore their artistry is so that when they come back together as a group, it's going to be more cohesive, the sound is going to be better, and I absolutely think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be better. Yes, so that's the answer to the question posted in the title. It's going to affect the dynamics of BTS in 2025, in my opinion, but I don't think it's the commercial success. It's the creative growth that's going to affect it for the better. A lot of haters are saying that, oh, BTS members don't need each other, they can do their solo activities, and that's actually one time that I will agree with you. Yes, they do not need each other. That's one of the things that they proved in their solo ventures. So the mere fact that they are expressing their intention to actually come back together in 2025 makes it even more admirable, touching, and of course amazing, because they don't need each other and yet they're choosing to be together. But I absolutely know, and I absolutely would love for them to continue venturing on their own and growing as individual artists too. Okay, I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope that you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. We have 2 more to go. If you have any thoughts, corrections, you want to give your own opinions, let me know in the comment section below. You can always say what you want to say, but do so respectfully. You can get in touch with me on any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. I know that you guys have been messaging me a lot. I will get to it. I promise. I'm just catching up with work. And of course, if you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that notification button so that you don't miss a single video that we're posting. And yeah, share it if you can, because that's really helping my channel. Thank you so much.